Hey guys, welcome to the stream. My name is Joshua Davis, and I'm the Competitive Events Manager at ArenaNet. And today I'm joined by
Liz Kirstein. I'm the Associate Global Brand Manager for ArenaNet.
And we've been doing a series of streams about Guild Wars 2. We've talked about some community gameplay stuff. We've talked about
PvP.
What is Guild Wars 2. We talked about what is PvP. And today we're talking about World v. World, which is our large game mode where there's players, 150 players at times, just hundreds of players fighting over objectives on a large map.
Yeah, it's kind of the other half of our competitive side compared with PvP, which we talked about yesterday. And PvP and competitive are kind of joined with Living World to support kind of the two pillars of Guild Wars 2 gameplay. So Living World is an ongoing story that tells a world-changing narrative over the course of several updates in a row. And that's kind of our open world PvE content. And today we're going to hop in game and look at some World versus World and introduce you to kind of epic sieges and mass battles.
Yeah, so I've already been here, so I'm a little distracted, but I'm currently running around with a couple of people here. You can see we have a commander who's kind of leading the charge here for us, kind of directing us where to go. And we just kind of had a big skirmish on a bridge, but I do believe we pushed the enemy back, and now we're regrouping and we're advancing on the front lines here. So we can see we've got some flame rams up here right now. We're going to try to take this gate down. And hopefully we can get inside, get some good fights.
All right, while we're sieging, let's talk a little bit about like what is World versus World. Like we know it involves a lot of armies of players, but what's exactly going on?
Okay, so to start with here, you can see I pulled up the map here. So there's 4 different maps that we're looking at, and right now we're in the Eternal Battlegrounds, which is kind of a shared large-scale map. Now, every server that's participating, because there's 3 servers total that are going, battling head-to-head, each server has its own borderland. And essentially, we're just kind of fighting for objectives right now, trying to get points, and the team with the most points at the end of the week is the victor.
Very nice. I think it's important that we point out that we've laid out these maps that have these objectives in kind of a rule set, but World versus World is really a player-driven experience, isn't it? Like, what's going on in the map at any one time can vastly change based on kind of what's going on, how players are strategizing, stuff like that. So, we didn't know that we were going to come in and find this group of people running around.
Yeah, very true. Like, we did a little practice live stream the other day.
Yeah.
We kind of tested in the office, and we kind of ran for a little while. I did a couple of little 2v2s, and all of a sudden we were in the middle of a huge fight with balls of fire from catapults flying around, and we were dodging around, trying not to die. And I think I died more times in that live stream than I have ever before in World v. World. But
we might set a new record today. We'll see.
We'll try to. Hopefully, my commander here, Score T, can help me out. But yeah, I mean that's the real thing here is that like your World experience is really dictated by other players, right? You go in and you really have no idea what's going to happen next.
For sure.
Oh, see, and now I'm a noob, but I'm not going the right direction here, so I'm going to try to follow my commander a little bit better here. But it looks like we're heading back to Stonemas, which is kind of like the main objective in this map here. I would say it's the most heavily fortified.
Yeah.
And we own it currently, but it looks like it is under attack, so we're going to sweep back in and try to defend it here.
So Stonemas is one of many objectives that you can hold on this map, and each one generates a certain number of points every couple minutes. So if you're holding Stonemas, you're getting a lot more points per minute than a different objective. So it's a kind of heavily contested area in addition to being kind of central to this map and a really big part of pushing out into enemy territory. But so you've got Stonemas, which is your big castle, but you've also got keeps and towers down to little bitty supply camps that you can capture. So there's really a bunch of different scales of stuff. So if you're like one person, you're not going to take over Stonemas by yourself.
Right, and that kind of speaks to World v. World can be like we mentioned before. You can the content is really up to the players, but you can also play it in your own way. So like right now, I'm running with a large group, so I could say like an army, right?
Right.
But most of the time when I play by myself, I'm much more of like a roamer. I kind of tend to.
You seem like a havoc guy.
Yeah, exactly. I run out with a small group of guys, maybe between maybe 2 to I would say 10 at most.
Yeah.
And we really just try to cause havoc. We try to take out Goliaths, which is like our supply train, and we'll talk about the currency of World v. World here a little bit. But we kind of just go around and cause havoc, as you said.
Yeah. So really, your scale of participation is based on your comfort level, and I find that it's great that we're following a commander now because that's a really good way to learn, especially because so many of the commanders in the maps are really good about teaching people and being like, all right, we're headed here because we need supply to take over this castle. We're headed here because we know that it's vulnerable right now, sort of thing. We're going to take a minute and talk about supply. You can see up in the kind of top part of the screen, Josh is circling a little 0. That means he has no supply, which means he's
bad. Yes.
kind of bad follower right now, but we'll let it slide. Supply is something that you generate by holding supply camps, and it's moved around the map by little supply doliacs. And you need supply in order to do things like fortify your walls, get certain upgrades, and build siege. And siege is really important with World versus World. It's deployable weapons that you can put out in the world and build to give you a small tactical advantage. We got stuff like, do you want to talk over some of them?
Well, did you just see me 1v1 that guy?
I was very impressed.
That's pretty
You
good.
alone.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this game. What did you want me to talk about?
Can we talk about siege a bit? Like, I know we've got like arrow carts and flame rams.
Sure. Yeah, so a big part of World of World is having, because you need supply to create siege equipment, and you need the siege to be able to take out enemy, basically enemy objectives.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you can use flame rams to break through walls, or if you're defending a wall, maybe you put out a couple arrow carts, and you're just like plowing people with arrows as they're coming up to you, and just kind of crippling them and pinning them down.
And each one of the siege serves a different purpose, right?
Absolutely.
So like a catapult is, you guys should be familiar with catapult, right? It shoots flaming balls of death, and it can actually do a lot of damage to structures, but as well as players. An arrow cart is a little bit more focused on doing damage to players.
Right. You're not going to arrow cart a wall down necessarily as efficiently as you could with something else.
So it looks like we're running by another group of people here. Actually, it looks like we're running by a spawn. It's hard to tell whether these players are actual scouts, because that's definitely a thing that happens in World of World. There's a lot of players that are dedicated to running around and kind of finding groups like mine that we're with right now, which is just an enormous army, and calling our locations out to our commanders so they can kind of go, or to their commander rather.
Right, so that they know where to go.
Yeah, exactly. So they can either try to come counter us and try to take us out in an open field fight, or just try to reinforce whatever positions that they need to hold on the map.
And that can really help kind of balance the sides. Like if you have a smaller group of players, but they're well informed because they have scouts deployed and kind of know where you're going, they have a very real fighting advantage against oh goodness. You can see off in the background we've got a huge mass of red names, and we just stacked up and got some might stacks on everybody, or most everybody. We're going to follow the commander in and see if we can't take them out. Josh is making sure he's got all his
my food buffs.
Yeah.
Need those food buffs.
Making sure he's the best fighter he can possibly be.
It looks like we have surprised them a little bit here.
I don't think they want to fight us.
No, I was going to go out there in front, but I think my commander is not wanting to go that way.
We might go along parallel to them and maybe try and cut them off.
Now see, it looks like there's madness here, right? But there is a little bit of order to this. The commanders, for one, kind of have like the overall strategy of the entire map in mind, right?
For sure.
So whether or not we want to engage these guys here, or whether we want to push them to another objective, or if we just want to leave them be completely, that's really kind of their call, and they kind of have the idea in mind when they go into this what we want to do. So it looks like we're going to engage some of the guys here. Who's going to jump right in and start doing some damage to these guys.
Absolutely.
So a big thing here is tagging up all the guys so you make sure you get your loot bags.
Absolutely.
Because you do get loot from killing other players.
And it's also highly likely that this commander, maybe commanders on other maps, or in TeamSpeak or in something else, kind of voice chatting and organizing to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So there is a great degree of order in the chaos and the mayhem going on.
All right, looks like we.
That was a pretty good route.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that they got wrecked, but they're kind of hurting.
Make sure you don't get
Shreked, perhaps.
too far away from your commander.
Yes,
Could be dangerous.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to those little 1v1 fights. I'm up for it.
I have total faith in you.
I'm playing. My build is very much focused. My actual professions build, so the way that I'm spec'd is very focused on like 1v1s, 2v2s kind of fighting. I'm running a very condition-heavy build, which doesn't do too well in the large-scale Zerg fights, just because it's a little bit more focused on doing damage over time. And if you have a lot of players that are with you that can do support, they can either rip my conditions off or just kind of heal the players back up before I can do a ton of damage. But in smaller scale, I'm really able to overwhelm them with my conditions and kind of just.
I saw that in some of your smaller fights while we were waiting to go live. I was pretty impressed.
Yes, I was schooling some people before we went live here, but now.
Now that there's no record, we can talk about how great you were.
Yes, exactly. Now that we don't have to talk, they can't see how awesome I am.
So you see on the map, you see kind of different types of icons. You've got the green stone Miss Castle, and you've got something over there that implies a tower over at Durios. You've got little flags that are little territory markers that have little NPCs that guard them, and you can take those out for a little small contribution effort to your team.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to be heading over to this green tower. Oh, it's actually our tower. Oh, actually it was our tower that just got flipped. So there's probably some bad guys, some bad men over here, and hopefully
gonna go
we can
make them
engage
regret their decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming to 1v1 this guy.
They're like, no, run into the castle, run into the castle.
Alright, so it looks like my commander has decided to turn back. Doesn't want to fight.
Yeah. So as we were killing players, you might have noticed little gold letters popping up on the screen saying that you got certain amounts of World versus World XP. World XP is something you gain only in World versus World, and you gain it for doing pretty much anything. You kill a mob, you kill an enemy player, you take over a camp, you kill a Dolyak, whatever, you're going to get World experience points. And those translate into ranks. So right now Josh is a rank 49 Squire, which isn't bad.
Did you say Scrub or Squire?
Squire.
Ah, okay.
I did not say Scrub.
I thought I misheard you.
A little Freudian thing there. No, it's a respectable rank, and you can see that he's got these ability points that he can put into different lines that kind of customize the way he plays. So it looks like you don't want to get hit by guards.
Yes.
So you found up some defense there.
Yeah. I kind of spent them arbitrarily.
It's so you can focus on the players.
Right.
You can kind of ignore the NPCs and get to the real threat. But we have everything there from increasing your potency with different siege weapons to changing the way that you build things and the way you pick up and spend supply. And those are kind of uniquely allocated on each character on your account. So you can decide, this character is a siege bunker. Like, she's going to be the person who's like running up to the gate and ignoring the arrow cards and getting something down, versus someone who's really good at killing guards. And that's kind of a level of horizontal progression that we've put in to make sure that you can kind of invest in your character and get better as you play.
Sure. So it looks like we're going to be trying to take out this tower here. It is undefended, and we're making short work of the gate here. So hopefully we can get it down in a decent amount of time before the enemy reinforcements can get here, and then we'll cap this. And then once we have it, the next time that the points tick, which is in 9 minutes, we should be able to get an extra bonus to our score.
Absolutely. And that really is kind of the end goal. We kind of talked about you hold objectives and you get points, but the way you choose to do that is kind of what makes a team good. Are you going to only focus on the big things so you're getting a lot of points, or are you going to make sure that you have enough supply camps that you're getting constant reinforcements in terms of supply?
So I wanted to fight these guys a little bit here, but
not without some friends.
They ran away, understandably, because
you're terrifying.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, look at that impressive little visage.
Yes. They knew they were going to get schooled, but I would like to fight them. Because honestly, I'm a big fan of the small-scale fights, and I'm just going to hold these guys off here, by myself.
Oh, maybe. I don't think they want to fight you. I think you scared them.
I think you will.
Or they think that you're bait. And at the moment they come after you, our entire army is going to just come
holding them off so my team
corner.
has time to take that tower. Really, I'm just, this is strategic.
Yeah, you don't just want to fight people.
No.
It's for the greater good. You're taking one for the team here.
Here's an up-level Guardian. So, we should actually talk about how you don't need to be level 80 with the best gear to play in World World.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know that World versus World is your thing, as soon as you're out of, kind of your race's tutorial instance...
I'm such a noob.
Did you just use your push on the Guardian who was invulnerable?
Yes, he had Aegis, so... And as you can tell, I'm really just, this guy can't do anything.
Nope. He's hurting. Anyway, so if you know that World versus World is what you want to do, the moment you're out of your race's starting area, you can kind of go for it, hop into the Mist War, and it doesn't matter so much that you're not level 80 already. You're going to be what's called up-leveled or upscale, which means that you kind of get a boost to your stats so that you're an effective fighter. You're not as great as a level 80 is going to be. Like, you're going to get hurt, but it makes sure that nobody's going like, oh no, not another upscale person. You're just going, oh hey, look, it's another person who can fight.
Sure. Alright, so I have definitely split far away from my commander, and I'm effectively doing nothing now. So I'm going to run back to my commander and kind of get back with the team.
Alright.
My roaming really resulted in me just killing one little poor up-level Guardian.
Everyone counts.
It's true. It's true. I really did my part in the war effort here.
It's true. Looks like they're running with a couple of Dolyaks to make sure that those get in safely, and might be splitting up to go after another camp, maybe?
See, now we do have another commander tagged up on the map here. So we do have multiple color commander tags.
That's a recent change.
Yes. And so different color commander tags are serving... I mean, it's kind of player moderated, right? Like, there's no specific meaning behind it. Like, blue doesn't really mean anything like hard-coded in the game.
Right, like we haven't said you have to have blue if you're attacking.
Right, but players are kind of making their own system out of this, essentially. So purple could be a roamer group, it could be a number of things. Actually, I decided I'm going to try to fight these guys because...
I wish you luck.
Nah.
You're going to do great. So this is at one of the territory points.
Uh-oh.
Josh is in a little trouble here. Little trouble. Wow.
Alright. I'm starting to regret my decisions.
Yeah. So this is kind of what we're talking about with very player-driven experience, is if you go off on your own, you might be fine and not see anyone, or you might run into a group of 5 people who are thirsty for blood.
Yes.
Like Josh just has. But you are holding up admirably, I have to say.
Well, it's not going great. Okay.
Oh. Downstate. So
Let's talk about my embarrassments.
thank you for showing that off. I really appreciate it. It was really nice of you to work that in there. If you're not familiar with Guild Wars 2, when you first run out of hit points, that's not kind of it for you. You'll go into something called Downstate, which gives you kind of a last chance to struggle, maybe kill somebody in rally.
So why do we have downstate as opposed to, why is downstate necessary in Guild Wars 2? Is it because we don't have healers?
I wouldn't say that, because I mean every profession can heal themselves, and we certainly have some professions that are really good at supporting others, but it's more to give you kind of a strategic moment, like if you're a warrior and you're vengeance, so you know that you're gonna rally when you kill someone. You can go down, get vengeance, take someone out, and then you're up again and you're ready to go. So it's kind of to give you a moment of tactical play as opposed to just giving someone, oh, I'm down and I'm kind of out of the fight now. You have this moment of, am I going to make it? Is someone going to come in and swoop in and save me? Also, and this applies to PvE as well, it makes for really cool moments when you're in a fight and you see your buddy go down, and you have the ability as a player to res other players and to revive them. So you're going, okay, do I think that I can take this person down on my own, or do I want to make myself vulnerable for a moment, revive my friend, and then we can finish the fight together?
So now I'm going to call this the Walk of Shame, right?
Yeah.
So I am walking back from the battle that I lost, but it kind of just goes to show the scope and size of this map in particular.
Absolutely.
Like I'm still kind of in my territory.
What? Oh, you're going to go for it, aren't
I'm
you?
going to go for that bad guy.
Oh, he just killed one of our Dolyaks?
He did.
What
He
a
did.
jerk.
That is, so like the Dolyaks we mentioned earlier are kind of the runners of supply, right?
Right. So this guy's going to try and take over single-handedly, I guess, our supply camp and kind of deprive us of that source of supply, which means that later we have less if we're needing to build siege to keep off an army, or if we really need to defend our walls, we would have less supply available to us. And that's not super nice of him, so I think Josh is going to teach him a lesson.
I'm going to try to.
You eat Guardians for breakfast. You're fine. They're crunchy. So you see Josh is trying to stomp this Guardian.
So I knew he had a knockback in his downstate, but I didn't quite blind it effectively.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Good job.
So I successfully defended our camp,
Nice.
but I was not able to save the poor Dolyak.
There'll be another one.
So now I know there's supply over here, so I'm going to pick some up, so if I eat it later, I'll be
Yeah.
prepared.
Absolutely. It's always good to have some on you just for, never know what's going to happen. We need to repair a gate, which was happening earlier. Gates can be broken, which allows invading armies to come in, but if you have supply on you, you can maybe get it up enough, just enough, that nobody else can come in from there, which can effectively foil an army really well.
Alright, so let's take a look at the map here. So I think I'm going to run down over here. So, I mean, so we've gone from over here to roughly right here in the amount of time that I've been running around, and there's still all the rest of this map over here. So I think I'm going to swoop back around and try to hook up with this commander with the purple tag.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know what purple means.
Let's find out.
Yeah, indeed.
And again, this is one of 4 maps, and this is kind of the central map where each world kind of has a corner of it, and on the other ones, you have kind of on your borderlands kind of a central position in kind of a stronghold.
Alright, so I'm not sure if that commander's actually pushing out of the base here.
Maybe. Might be that they're expecting trouble.
I've been seeing him hang out in there like the entire time.
Yeah.
He's not as bloodthirsty as I am. So again, this is like the big objective. This is like the
such a cool shot.
if you have this objective, it's you're kind of king of the map. It's worth the most points, right? And we have it right now because we're awesome.
Yeah. And Stone Mist is where you can typically see like really big army fights with hundreds of players on each side. And those aren't necessarily more or less exciting than 2-on-2s and 1v1s, but it is certainly an impressive spectacle to see this tidal wave of players running up to a gate.
Right, and there's also lots of mix of fights in between, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, right before we went live on live shoot today, we had I'd say probably like 15 v 15, and it just really completely varies, right? It depends. It's it really there's just no way to predict what you're going to run into when you play World of Worlds.
Absolutely.
And there's like different varying levels of I would say dedication or hardcoreness.
Absolutely.
Is that a word?
We'll make it one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guilds that are dedicated to running World of World in like the most efficient method possible, right? They have everyone's required to run a certain build, whatever they min-max their stats, right, to serve specific roles, and then it goes all the way to maybe you got some casual friends who want to jump in and just have some fun.
Yeah, we're not really going to show it off today, but if you are new to World vs. World and you're not really sure what that's all about, there's another map that was kind of created for an overflow, but it's a good starting area. It's called the Edge of the Mist. You can hop in. Matches are a little shorter and there's a little less pressure on it because you're not really fighting for your world. So it's a good way to kind of dip your toes in and see whether or not you like what World vs. World is about.
So I think that ranger's going to try to shoot me from the wall.
Yeah. Josh is in trouble.
Yeah,
There's a whole bunch of red names coming after him.
So I'm just going to try to run away here. Because I'm going to lose that fight every day.
There's a delicate art of fleeing that Josh has mastered.
Yes. Alright, so that guy's tried to Bulls Rush me, which is kind of one of the warrior moves. I was going to try to fight him, but I got immobilized with a pin down, so I'm just going to try to bail. Oh, mercy. Come on.
You got this. Oh, you got someone else before you.
I'm having a rough time here.
Wow, that's
and I just got tracked.
Oh, that hurts. Still not a record number, but 2.
And see, this is what happens when you don't run with an organized group.
It's true. There are definitely dangers to going alone because that is a whole lot of players coming over that bridge now.
See, it would be really helpful if I saw those guys earlier when I was with all my friends.
Right. If you wanted to be helpful right now, you could be like, hey, group of 20 at
the Loca Slope.
Yeah.
I could say that.
Be a little dead scout.
Alright, so we're going to start back from square one at the other side of the map.
Oh, it looks like you might be able to hook up with some people there and run out with a group.
I don't know.
Maybe. It doesn't look like they're moving anywhere anytime soon.
I don't need them.
Yeah, you're doing really well on your own.
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. That one low-level Guardian.
Yeah, that was a great kill.
He's still, yeah. I don't remember that one for a long time.
They're going, wow, that one engineer really taught me a lesson.
I really crippled their war effort. Like,
they were a crucial player.
Yes. He was set up on that, on the edge of the canyon there. He was probably their scout. Probably not. He's probably AFK.
No, he fought a little bit.
He probably came back from his keyboard.
He was like, oh.
He had like his hot pocket, his coke. He's like, ah, crap. Threw it down on his desk. Alright, so I think my good friend, the other commander, has vacated this map here. And there we go. There's a Chowrite sitting in the base here. So this is really just me versus everyone.
Yeah,
that's what it's boiled down to.
You're the sole player on this map, clearly.
Well, no, there's other players. I'm just clearly the one that needs to lead them to victory.
Yes. I mean, you could tag up. That is the benefit of the commander system.
I don't know, man.
If you feel that you are fit to wear that mantle, all you got to do is create a squad.
That's actually another interesting thing that we could mention is that so the commander tags are available for purchase by all, but there is a bit of you kind of have to earn it, right? Like, just because I tag up doesn't mean that anyone's going to follow me.
Right.
And in fact, if I ever do tag up, I would strongly recommend that people do not follow me because that would
be... Right off a cliff.
Yeah, that'd be pretty much a waste of their time. So there are a lot of really known commanders on the servers that players will kind of follow, and if they see someone else tagged up, if that guy comes on, they'll immediately just go and try to play with him.
Right.
So I knocked that guy off that res there, so he's going to get interrupted, saving my ally here. Alright. Feel kind of bad because that guy totally 1v1 that guy in the middle of like 10 people. And that kind of ruined his fun, but hey, that's what happens.
Whatevs. Gotta be ready for that. Ooh, there's another big group over there, so I hope your friends come back. Or else you could be hurting again real soon.
No, I got this. Oh, we're going in for the stealth play. I guess I could just go inside. That would probably be the safest thing I can do here.
Yeah, so you'll notice that as soon as Josh is through here, he's kind of safe from them following him as long as that gate holds up, which means that he can go up on the walls and try and rain down a bit of destruction. if he had enough supply, which one player won't on their own, but if he had enough supply and a blueprint, he could do something like put hot oil over that gate that they're trying to break down and just kind of hurt badly everybody who's in that area. Or even use one of our new traps and tricks, which is a siege disabler.
Oh, yes. I'm getting some kills here.
Yeah, you are. You're doing pretty well.
I think I'm okay for now. Just gonna rely on my grenades here.
Certainly better than those two poor corpses down at...
They didn't do anything.
They did not make the safety of the keep in time.
No. It's no longer safe.
Get out!
I gotta be careful too, though, because players can pull me off of this ledge here.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to do right now is...
Mesmers are awful about that.
Say I'm a really short guy, so I got this little lip here. What I'm trying to do is just jump up whenever time I throw my grenades and make sure I don't get pulled down, because it's just a very small window of time that can actually get a pull off on me. Our game uses like kind of real-time physics, so you actually don't need a target to use an ability. So I can just shoot pistol shots into the air, right? And if there's a bad guy up in the air, which would be really weird if there was a guy up there, if I was able to hit him with this shot, it actually would land on him. So a lot of our abilities in our game are actually skill-based. So as you can see, all the skills I'm using right now are ground targeted.
Yep.
And there is a little bit of a flight time on them, so if I was to use them and not predict where those players were going to be when I threw them, and it's kind of easier right now because they're all clumped up, but I would have to,
right.
Have to account for it.
You kind of track if they're running and figure out where they're going to be when the grenades land.
Right,
okay, so they've broken through the door, and they are currently rushing up to kill this kind of tower's lord to claim it for themselves. And I think Josh is gonna. Oh no, he's gonna run right in.
I'm gonna YOLO in because we are a little bit short on time here, so might as well go out the bang. So I'm just gonna stand back a little bit here and try to throw down as many grenades as I can. And as you can see, I'm already kind of getting eaten alive here.
Maybe take one or two of them with you.
No, not even that. I don't think.
Nope. Well, it was a noble effort.
It was. As amazing as I might be, there's only so much I can do.
You against 30 is maybe not fair to them.
Well, I'm baiting these guys back here.
Ruh-roh. Good thing you take less damage from guards.
Yes, I'm so glad I'm spec'd into that.
Oh, super safe now. And,
Alright, lads, we tried our best.
Into the water you go. Oh!
And I am notoriously bad at underwater combat, so I'm just going to run away from this guy.
I'm going to hope they don't notice you kind of live and let live thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going towards your objective. I'm going towards mine.
This guy wants me, though, so I think I'm just going to try to fight him on land.
Alright.
I don't have sea legs.
I would love to wrap this live stream up with a victorious 1v1 for you.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Here we go.
Beautiful engineer showdown.
And Dodge is knocked back. Oh, he's going for the pull. Oh, no!
You can do it. You can do it.
I'm going to try to pull him in. I got the fusion onto him.
All right.
Uh-oh, there's another bad guy.
Uh-oh. While Josh tries to prove his victory against these people, I'm going to wrap up with a couple notes of... so this was World vs. World, a very small part of it. Epic, player-driven gameplay that takes place between hundreds of players on 4 huge maps, and it's kind of a weekly thing. We're actually in the middle of a tournament right now, so people are pretty heated about making sure they get their first spot that they feel they deserve.
Continue.
If this looks awesome and you cannot wait to get your hands on it, Guild Wars 2 is actually on sale right now, 50% off. If you're kind of intrigued in Guild Wars 2 as a whole, you might want to hop into our free trial, which is running now until October 1st, which is super rad.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, and
that's actually my guildie.
On that sad note,
my guildie is he's shaming me with the build site. This is the lowest form of Guild Wars 2 right here.
Yeah, that's a sad way to go.
He said in guild chat, haha, get Shrek'd. So
Josh just embarrassed himself in front of thousands of viewers, all of EGX.
I'm not worried about it. This is a normal thing.
I'm glad you can bear it in good humor. But thank you all for joining us, especially our guests on Twitch joining in. You can catch Guild Wars 2 at twitch.tv/Guild Wars 2. We'll be streaming twice tomorrow and once on Sunday. That'll be a really cool PvP exhibition thing.
Yep. So I'll be joined by Jebro. We'll be shoutcasting a couple matches, PvP between some top teams. We'll have TCG and some guys from CM. It should be fun. So hopefully you guys join us for that.
And tomorrow we'll be talking about Tukwaba, one of our open world boss events, and the living world of Guild Wars 2. So we hope you can tune in. Thanks very much, everybody.
Yep. See you next time.